Good morning, students. We are back with Social Unit 2, Journey from Primitive Men to Settled Life. The explanation of this chapter is over. It was a small chapter and kind of revision of what I have already told you earlier. Now we will do the exercises. It's really easy. If you were in class, I am sure you will be able to answer this without even looking in your textbooks. But still, let's do the exercises now. Question 1. Choose the correct alternative, or as you say, MCQs. First one. How was primitive man's life? Option A. Nomadic life. Option B. Settled life. Option C. Urban settlement life, as we say, living in cities. Or option D. Rural settlement life, living in villages. So how was primitive man's life? They were hunter-gatherers, they were wanderers. So they led a nomadic life. Correct answer, option A. Question 2. Which weapon was not used by primitive men to hunt animals? Option A. Gun. B. Stone weapons. C. Weapons made of bones. D. Wooden weapons. Which weapon was not used? You know the image of primitive men. Can you imagine them with guns for hunting animals? No, right? So the correct answer is option A, gun. Question 3. In which state is Bhimbetka situated? A. Madhya Pradesh, B. Gujarat, C. Bihar, D. Uttar Pradesh. We know Bhimbetka is situated in Madhya Pradesh. Fourth, which activities were not started by primitive men? A. Farming, B. Cattle rearing, or as we say husbandry, animal husbandry. C. Grain storage, D. Industries. Which activities were not started? Industries started lately in the 18th century, but primitive men have been living since ages. So they started farming, they started cattle rearing, and they started grain storage, but they did not start industries. Industries were started by modern human beings. Question 2. Answer in short. First one. Why did the need for settled life arise? Primitive men were living a wandering life. They were living a nomadic life, moving from one place to another. Then why did the need for settled life, living at a particular location, why did that need arise? The answer is the need for settled life arose with the beginning of agriculture. Agricultural land cannot be left out because it takes some time for crops to grow. It needs water and crops have to be harvested when grains are ready. Now as agriculture started, people had to stay at particular location. So when they are staying there, settled life began with that. Use of fire brought about which types of changes in human life? What kind of changes happened with the use of fire? With the use of fire, primitive men could cook the meat and eat, get light, and protect themselves from wild animals. Without fire, they had to eat everything raw. There were no sources of light at night, and except the night sky. And you all know the story of Jungle Book, that wild animals are afraid of fire, so they can protect themselves from wild animals with the help of fire. Question 3. Which types of crops were grown by primitive men? Answer. The crops grown by primitive men were wheat, barley, rice, lentil and bajra. Lentil are the dals. So these were the crops which were grown by primitive men. Question 4. Which animals were reared by primitive men? Reared, they were taken care of and their reproduction was done. So which animals were reared by primitive men? The animals reared by primitive men were sheep, goat, cow, buffalo, pig, etc. Dog was the first companion of primitive men, but they are not reared. These are the animals which are reared: sheep, goat, cow, buffalo, pig, etc. Question 3. State whether the following statements are true or false. Very easy. First one. Primitive man started rearing violent animals with the beginning of settled life. Started rearing. That is, they started taking care of, or they took the small baby animals with them and took care of them till they grew. Did they start with violent animals? The previous question was about the same thing. What kind of animals were they rearing? They were rearing sheep, goat, cow, buffalo. So, are they violent animals? No. So, that statement is false. Question 2. Stone implements were used in Stone Age. Implements, instruments or tools. So, stone tools were used in Stone Age. Very easy. True. Primitive man has drawn pictures of lion and tiger in Bhimbetka. False. Primitive men have drawn pictures of birds, deer, wooden spear, trees, humans, etc. in the caves of Bhimbetka. Fourth, natural colors have been used in caves of Bhimbetka to draw pictures. True. That's it with these exercises. It was very small and very easy. I hope you understood all these, and in your homework today, you'll have to write these exercises in your social fair notebook. That's it. Enjoy your day.